So this is a very interesting project for this year's Restoration Challenge. We have a client of ours that followed Rusnak's involvement in past classic restoration challenges and was so excited. He found a barn find out of the Midwest that was on eBay, and this thing was part of the barn. It looked like it was there for 100 years. In fact, it was so bad that we tried to convince the owner not to move forward with the project because it just wasn't going to be cost effective. He persuaded us to move forward because he was that confident in Rusnak's ability to deliver a world-class winning project.
Starts with planning. You know, you got to plan ahead. You got to know your car and get your team, with the technicians, the general manager, the service manager, or myself. What do we need to do? What does this car need? How far do we want to get into the car? Does it need to be stripped down to bare metal? Do we need, engine rebuild, transmission rebuild? Okay, who's going to source the interior? What parts can we reuse? Are parts readily available from the manufacturer? Do we have to get things replated, refinished? And it's basically, it starts with paper. Write it down, discuss things. Where does the owner want to go with the vehicle?
These cars are not like the new cars. They require a lot of fitting, a lot of finesse. Things back then just didn't fit together the way they do now. Everything required a little more work to get things to work right, to fit right. It was just a different time. You're dealing with everything from ignition systems, spark plugs, fuel injection, carburetors, timing lights. You're dealing with all these things that nobody has to deal with anymore. And it's a lot of hands-on, a lot of fitting things and adjusting fuel mixtures, which computers all do nowadays. Everything had to be adjusted manually. You gain experience by doing it over and over again and find out what works. And nowadays it's the computer does it all for you.
Oh, the thing is unique because it's quite rare we do restoration projects. You have to learn how they built it at the factory, one thing after the other one, because you can install something and say, oh, I forgot to install that, and redo it again. It's a lot of thought in that process. It's something I like. It's everything about adjustment. If you don't adjust correctly, you can feel it when you drive the car. You can see it when you watch the car. It's a complete task. It's not just changing parts. Even if you change brakes, if you don't adjust anything, you're gonna feel it direct.
Even when these cars were brand new, you could get 3 or 4 cars off the truck, do the pre-delivery inspection on them and drive 3 or 4 different cars, and they'd be completely different, each car. Back in this day, these cars were hand-built, and they felt like it. So it's a collaborative process because there's no other way to get it done. It has to be. In the time frame that we are given, which is the most difficult part of this whole thing, we have to be efficient.
I don't think any of us would feel that one person did it all or had all the ideas themselves. It was a collaboration of ideas from everybody else.
So for us as a dealership and me personally competing in the project, it's meaningful, there's purpose behind it, there's teamwork that's involved in it. It gives us an opportunity to display our creative flair. So it's bringing the team spirit together, the Porsche passion together, and delivering an end product that hopefully will win.
Grrr.